Season 2, Episode 18. Build wealth that supports every stage of life. Aum Namapegavaith Vasudevya. Imagine two people beginning their careers at the age of 25. Both earn the same salary. Both work equally hard. Both receive promotions. Both dream of giving their families a comfortable life. 40 years later, one retires with dignity, financial independence, good health, a peaceful home, the freedom to spend time with children and grandchildren. The other retires with worry, medical bills, financial dependence, unfinished loans, and one painful question: where did all those years go? The difference wasn't income. The difference wasn't intelligence. The difference was planning. One planned for every stage of life. The other planned only for the next paycheck. Stay with me until the very end, because today you'll discover why true wealth is much bigger than money. Why every decade of your life requires a different financial strategy. And why the greatest gift you can give your future self is thoughtful preparation today. Imagine building a house. Would you begin with a roof? Of course not. You first strengthen the foundation, then the pillars, then the walls. Only then do you think about decoration. Life follows the same sequence. Every stage has its own foundation. Miss one, and the next stage becomes much harder. The Bhagavad Gita reminds us that wise people think beyond the present moment. They understand that today's actions shape tomorrow's destiny. Preparation is not fear. Preparation is wisdom. A farmer does not wait for drought before storing water. A sailor does not wait for the storm before repairing the ship. Preparation is an act of confidence, not anxiety. Imagine life as 4 seasons: spring, summer, autumn, winter. Each season has its own beauty. Each season requires different preparation. Financial life is no different. Your 20s are for learning. Your 30s are for building. Your 40s are for strengthening. Your 50s are for protecting. Your 60s and beyond are for enjoying the harvest you carefully cultivated. Those who ignore the seasons often struggle when they change. If today's message reminds you to think beyond today, write one word in the comments: legacy. Because wealth is not measured by what you earn today. It is measured by how well tomorrow is protected. Benjamin Franklin wisely said, "By failing to prepare, you are preparing to fail." Preparation has always separated successful civilizations, successful companies, and successful families. Imagine planting fruit trees. Would you plant them only when you become hungry? No. You plant years in advance, because you understand that time is part of the harvest. Financial planning works exactly the same way. Education, insurance, investments, emergency funds, retirement, estate planning. Each seed must be planted before it is needed. Inside today's boardrooms, successful organizations think in decades. They build leadership pipelines, develop future technologies, prepare succession plans, create reserves for economic uncertainty. No responsible CEO says, "We'll think about the future when it arrives." Then why do so many families postpone planning for theirs? Peter Drucker wisely observed, "The best way to predict the future is to create it." Creating your future begins with intentional decisions today. Not tomorrow, not someday, today. But here's where everything changes. Imagine 2 brothers. Both receive their first salary. The first spends almost everything. He believes retirement is too far away to worry about. Insurance seems unnecessary. Emergency funds can wait. The second brother also enjoys life. But every month, he invests a portion, builds an emergency reserve. purchases adequate insurance, learns financial literacy, improves professional skills, gradually creates passive income. 30 years later, the first depends on others. The second becomes someone others depend upon. The salary wasn't different. The timeline was. Warren Buffett once said, "Someone's sitting in the shade today because someone planted a tree a long time ago." Your future comfort depends on today's discipline, not tomorrow's hope. Nature provides another timeless lesson. Watch migrating birds. Before winter arrives, they prepare. Before conditions become difficult, they move. Nature never mistakes preparation for pessimism. Preparation ensures survival. Financially wise people think the same way. Prepare before uncertainty, not during it. Chanakya advised kings to build strong treasuries during times of prosperity. Because prosperous years don't last forever, neither do difficult years. Wise leaders prepare for both. Imagine climbing a mountain. The equipment you need changes as altitude changes. The same rope that helps at one stage may become insufficient later. Life demands continuous adjustment. The strategies that help you at 25 may not be enough at 55. Growth requires adaptation. Modern psychology teaches something called future self-continuity. People who emotionally connect with their future selves make better long-term decisions. They save more, invest consistently, exercise regularly, protect their health, because they no longer see their future self as a stranger. Imagine meeting yourself 20 years from now. What would that future version thank you for? Building investments, taking care of your health, buying adequate insurance, spending time with family, learning new skills. Every wise decision today becomes a gift to tomorrow's version of you. If today's lesson inspires you to build a complete life instead of simply earning an income, take a moment to like this video and tell us in the comments. Which area of your future needs more attention today? Health, skills, investments, family, or retirement planning? Your answer may encourage someone else to begin preparing. Now let's define real wealth. Real wealth is having the energy to enjoy your retirement. Real wealth is seeing your children succeed without becoming their financial burden. Real wealth is having time for your spouse. Real wealth is sleeping peacefully because emergencies no longer create panic. Real wealth is having the freedom to help others. Real wealth is leaving wisdom, not just inheritance. Jim Rohn beautifully said, "Take care of your body. It's the only place you have to live." Notice something profound. Health is wealth. Knowledge is wealth. Relationships are wealth. Character is wealth. Financial assets simply support them. Without these foundations, money alone cannot create a meaningful life. Imagine an orchestra. Every instrument has its role. If one instrument dominates, the music loses harmony. Life works exactly the same way. Career, health, family, learning, spirituality, finances, service. When these remain balanced, life becomes extraordinary. When one consumes all the others, success begins feeling empty. Morgan Housel reminds us, the purpose of wealth is to give you control over your time. Time with family, time for health, time to learn, time to serve, time to live intentionally. That is the highest return wealth can provide. Before making your next major financial decision, pause. Ask yourself one simple question. Will this decision improve only my present, or will it strengthen every stage of my life? That one question, repeated consistently, can transform your future. Here's today's ***$1 million principle***. Build wealth that grows with you, not wealth that disappears as you grow older. Invest in your health. Invest in your knowledge. Invest in your relationships. Invest in productive assets. Invest in your peace of mind. Because every stage of life deserves security, purpose, and dignity. Remember, don't prepare only for your next salary. Prepare for your next decade. Don't build only for yourself. Build for your family. Build for your community. Build for future generations. If this episode changed the way you think about lifelong wealth, subscribe and share it with your children, your parents, your friends, and every family beginning their financial journey. Together, let's replace short-term thinking with lifelong planning, temporary success with lasting significance, and financial survival with financial legacy. Better planning creates better individuals. Better individuals build stronger families. Stronger families strengthen organizations. Stronger organizations build a better society. And together, we leave behind a better world. Remember, a successful life isn't measured by how much you accumulate. It's measured by how wisely you prepare, how deeply you love, how generously you give, and how confidently you walk through every season of life. Aum Namapagavaith Vasudevya.